My mom always told me that I should have been a lawyer because I kind of had the brain for it. I love how when I bring up the name Jesus to whoever, and they how Jesus is a pagan derived name, because we get Jesus from Ie'sous. Do your research. Jesus is from Ie'sous. It's a Greek transliteration. It's not even a Greek translation. It's a Greek transliteration of Christ's real name in Hebrew, which is Yehoshuah, Yehoshuah, or in English it should be Joshua or Jehoshuah or Jehoshuah, which means Jah or Yah is my salvation. Joshua means Jah is my salvation. Yehoshuah means Yah is my salvation. Okay? So we are using the pagan Greeks transliteration of Christ's name in Hebrew. That's a fact. That's what we're doing. And we're okay with that. Well, I mean, you're okay with that. I'm not okay with that. You're okay with that. Whenever I would bring it up to people, they would say, well, one person went and did research and said, yeah, people say it means Hail Zeus. And they would say, but when I did research, I realized that it doesn't mean Hail Zeus. In fact, it has no meaning at all. And I would tell them, well, good, at least you did research. That's a good step. And I would say, that's what they say, that it has no meaning at all, that Jesus has no meaning at all in Greek. And I would say, okay, in Greek, Ie'sous does have a meaning. And it does not mean Jehovah or Yehovah is my salvation, or Yahweh is my salvation. It does not mean that in Greek. Ie'sous does not mean that in Greek. They would say Ie'sous has no meaning at all. And it definitely has no affiliation with Zeus. And I would say, so you mean to tell me that Pegasus, the Greeks, this is a fact. Let me lay down a fact for you first. It is a fact that the Greeks worship Zeus. It is a fact that whenever the Greeks wanted to give glory and honor to their chief deity, Zeus, they would put an S-U-S or an S-E-U-S at the end of a name or a title. So Pegasus, sus, like Jesus. Pegasus means horse of Zeus. Dionysus means daughter of Zeus. Tarsus means sweat of Zeus. Ephesus is a city in dedication to Zeus. Taurus is a bull of Zeus. Olympus is the temple of Zeus. Ephesus, did I say that already? Ephesus is a city in dedication to Zeus. They will put an S-E-U-S or an S-U-S at the end of a name. So you wouldn't really say Dionysus, you would say diony'seus. But today we say diony'seus. You know, things change over time, but the origin is the same. This is what the Greeks would do. So you see how they, in order for the pagans to convert to Christianity, they said Christ was born on December 25th, even though we know that's a lie. It's basic research, you just find out. You look in the encyclopedia, it's a lie. Christ was not born on December 25th. Just like Christ's death has nothing to do with Easter bunnies and eggs and the goddess of fertility. But for the pagans to accept Christianity, they incorporated that into the truth, into Christianity. It's no different. The Greeks love their Zeus. You believe Yehoshuah, even though the Bible does not teach that Christ is God, but that's a different video. You believe that Christ is God. So the pagans are like, well, our chief God is Zeus. So we're not going to say Yehoshuah, we're going to say Ie'sous. Ie'sous has no meaning in Greek. Well, if Ie'sous has no meaning at all, and this is what you find out when you do research about Jesus, because Jesus does come from Ie'sous, that's a fact. Okay? Jesus is the English form of Ie'sous. It is not the English form of Yehoshuah, it's the English form of Ie'sous. Because the English form of Yehoshuah, Christ's name, the English form of Yehoshuah is Joshua or Jehoshuah. Okay? Know that. Okay. They would say Ie'sous has no meaning in Greek. But Dionysus is daughter Dionysus is daughter of Zeus. Pegasus is horse of Zeus. Tarsus is sweat of Zeus. Ie'seus is city dedication to Zeus. But Jesus has no affiliation with Zeus. Well, if Jesus or Ie'sous has no meaning in Greek, and all you really hear is E and Sus, how can you really believe that lie, that Ie'sous has no affiliation with Zeus? Then what does it mean? What does it mean? Because it definitely don't mean Jehovah is our salvation or Jah is our salvation. It definitely doesn't mean that. But they're also saying it doesn't mean it's Zeus either. It doesn't have any affiliation with Zeus either. So you're really going to be that stupid, knowing that the devil exists, knowing that the devil wants you to give glory to a pagan deity, even though your God is Yehoshuah. You know the devil's crafty. You know he's slick. You know why he's called a deceiver and Satan. You know why in Revelation it says that the great dragon, the one who was deceiving the whole entire world, was thrown into the lake of fire. Hell is also thrown into a lake of fire. Hell is not a place of fire, but I made videos. You know that they were all casted into a lake of fire. You know that he's the great deceiver of the whole entire world. You know that. And you're going to be that stupid as if your brain is empty, as if your head, your dome has no facility in there to think on your own, and accept the pagan's transliteration of your master's name. And then when you realize that Jesus comes from Ie'sous and it sounds very strongly like Zeus, then you're going to accept when they tell you that, oh, no, it's okay, keep saying Jesus because it doesn't have any affiliation with Zeus. Well, what does it mean? It means Ie'sous means nothing at all, or they will say it means Jehovah is my salvation. Jehovah is my salvation. Ie'sous means Jehovah is my salvation. Ie'sous means Yah is my salvation. Ie'sous means Yehoshuah is my salvation. Really? And by the way, you do know that the letter J came about in the 1600s. So before the 1600s, there was no letter J. So they definitely wasn't calling him Jesus back then, just so you know. So I mean, when we say Jehovah, I mean, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to be presumptuous. The prophet Samuel told Saul that to be presumptuous, to go ahead of something, is the same to God as using witchcraft and uncanny power and divination. That is what presumption is. God hates that. So I'm not going to go and say his name is Jehovah when I know J derived from a German monk. I'm not going to use a German monk's invention to call my God's name. I know his name is Yehoshuah or Yehovah. I know that's his name. I'm not going to call him Jehovah. I mean, you could, he might not have a problem with that, but how do I know he doesn't have a problem with that? Well, because you said so? You know his name is Jehovah in Hebrew. Why be presumptuous and say I'm going to call him Jehovah when you know J is an invention of a man?